Let me light hand.
Hello, welcome to another damn studio production meeting. We're at number 6 now. Gotta be careful there. Don't step out of the screen. We get lost. So we have here, our first thing. I know they have something now called Twitch, but what I mean by animated Twitch is kind of like along your nervous system, your spine, there's like, that kind of twitch. In the new show, you may notice that some like little shots of the old animation comes through, the old show. I do that just as kind of like a reference back to where we came from. And it's kind of like I see the studio as a living thing, and as it changes forward, I'm kind of expressing that it's like still feeling that's past. I know it's crazy. That's what happens when I get left with coming up with what I'm going to do with my show. You guys haven't commented enough. So, okay, next, the stuff yet to be used in what we call a damn tunes. And let me go through that list quickly for you. That is The Immortal, The Edge, Troublemakers Guild, Midnight Kitty, Pandora, Fantasy of Endgames, Church of Divine Harmony, and the Weather Station. These series kind of tie in, well, all of them actually tie in some way to The Edge, except for like, well, Fantasy Games kind of first maybe a past, a mythology. Troublemakers Guild more is just something fun. Refers to our old gaming things that we used to go on. Just taking certain little moments that were crazy and go ahead and like do a quick little story to it, or animation piece, or maybe just still shot. And that brings up the idea. These first 3, which, hell, Law, Evil DB, and Madhouse. Those ones were already done as comic books. I did 13 issues. And, on the computer, scanned in my work, played around with the computer stuff on it. A lot of Photoshop and that. Created those. Those are in the style they're at. Now, none of these am I saying are perfect works. I'm not putting them forward as the world's greatest things. I'm putting them forward as the work I did, well, around 2000, prior to 2000. But I wanted to get it out there, and it's their stories, their concepts. Let me know if you like any of them. Otherwise, you're going to left me picking one if I want to decide to work on it, or I'll come up with some new stuff. Got tons of crap to go through anyways, so that's why it's there. Just, if you like it or not, let me know. If you don't, ignore it, and it'll go away, and blah, blah, blah. To continue on with that, the point is, I'm trying to find different ways to tell each one. I might do one where it's just being narrated like a story. Might do one with simple pencil test style. maybe I'll even do some in which live action. I don't know yet. I'm still playing with the ideas. I got to choose a style that's low budget, as well as best expresses an angle to take in the story. Now, I've talked about last time, I have some scripts already ready to go. And that's why I mentioned Law and Evil Delivery Boy and Madhouse. Those all have a similar style. But the rest of them, I would like to explore a whole new way of doing it. Something different. Now with those Law, I've got all the dialogue done and all the people have done their voices from 1 to 8. 9 to 14 is what I still am doing. Evil Delivery Boy, I got the same issues episodes 7 through 16. I've got to still do voice talent 4 shots from the people I have around. And Madhouse 7 through 14. Earlier parts are done. Basically, we kind of did them in parts another show. We just never completed the shows. So here we go. Now, next, a reference and some information on the format of the new show. You'll notice it kind of has, what I'm going to be doing is 1 through 8, first 8 episodes, purely animated. And I'm going to do from baby all the way through his age. And next one's going to be live action. Now, the final one will be kind of a sci-fi, which is kind of be a mix of the live action with some CG effects and some green screen, just to experiment and play around with. The similar theme is going to be the screen, the image, the studio talking to people through different concepts of screens, even as we go into sci-fi, different versions of screens. So, that's what we're going to be doing. Hope you enjoy it. And we'll see where all this goes. After that, episodes 25 and on, we'll see what happens. We might end that series and decide to do something different entirely, depending on also responses I've gotten from you people. So, please keep in contact. Let me know. Comment on things. Hey, let's have fun and create different stuff and tell me what I'd like to see, and I'll develop those even further. Tell me if you didn't like something, and well, maybe I'll still finish showing it, but I won't go any further if no one likes it. So, there you go. Off we go, and have a good day. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe.
I guess Arthur Shorewood should not upset me as he does. Micklen House, as it was once called, was built because of my grandfather's fear of his own dwindling insanity. A house with the comforts for him, the staff to care for and stock it, doctors to care for him, and security to keep him from escaping. And he tried often. A self-designed prison. Once he was gone, society found new prisoners or patients to feed it. But I would not have visited my grandfather. If everything goes right, I should be able to give Dr. Smith his own case from the basement, not to mention free up my time. Some of those I'm actually giving my treatment to. I'll have to give that dream some time, though, and some thought. What seemed to be his typical threatening dream? But it smiled at him. Now for some real work. Enigma, review the records for me, please.
Eugene Kardec, number 0096. Original issue patient number came to my father about 50 years ago, saying he was over 130 years old. Seems that Social Security stops paying your bills after they declare you dead. Although no death certificate was ever issued for a Eugene Kardec, my father decided he obviously was suffering from delusions of his own identity. Otherwise, he is currently over 180 years old. Although he also constantly changes that reference to World War II, but even at 180, he was not born yet. Personal note, I did find that due to what was called clerical error, his birth certificate was revoked. In truth, my databanks are the only one that holds his existence and records it as accurate till information proves it invalid. There has been no evidence so far except the inability of the public to accept the range of variations there is to the human code.
Thank you. That is more than enough. Getting a little preachy at the end. Just record the info, Enigma. Don't evaluate it. Believe me, after his time here, since then, I've come to see possibilities my father never dared to.
Come in, Doctor. Dr. Dardanos. Just watching television. I never get used to how your moral codes can survive with this constant barrage of sin.
Looks like you're doing more than just watching television.
Wow, the Tower of Babel sure screwed you up. I said I was watching television. She just happens to be satisfying an oral fixation she has. Although a lot can be said for the concept of being blown while you talk to your therapist.
He looks stressed, Gene. Should I help him relax a little? I don't mind, not a bit.
Bet you don't mind, you little minx. Sad to say, the doctor has some issues he's still dealing with. You're still working through those doors, though, aren't you, Doctor?
If you mean by cohabitating with society by following a set of code or moralities, yes. I take it that you are finding the night pass I granted you to look around useful? Don't make me cancel it.
Don't start with me, you snot-nosed shit. I was walking these halls while you were still crawling in it, full of crap and happiness. I already had it on my... I already had it out with Luke. Your society looks away. A perfectly good nympho. While I give her love she wants without judgment. And I'm the bad guy. Fuck you.
So someone just needs to blow you and they escape your judgment? I don't care about that. She's an adult, and I know you're relatively harmless, so it's not my problem. What is, though, is why is she in here, in the basement? You may have noticed it's high security. I have never asked or expected you to follow all the rules. But do not flaunt your freedom in the face of others, especially the doctors. Dr. Luke is my night supervisor. He runs everything when I'm gone, so I can work on my experimental treatments. Give him the respect. That is all. More importantly, though, is that your son has been having some side effects from the treatment. I was wondering if you ever expressed any psychic experiences in your youth?
Unless you mean my charming effect on women. No. But my son has all my knowledge and his youth. Anything can happen. I spent my whole life trying to learn magic. True magic. But failed. Or, as you call, psionic. I then taught him all I knew, and then he betrayed me. Why do you ask?
Nothing I would term magic, but the part of the mind that is active when psionic talents are used seems to have increased in activity.
Have a nice day, Doc. Say hi to my son. Now, babe, get that sweet ass over here and finish what you started.
I think I'll leave you for now and check on him. When you're done, she goes back upstairs. I'll be back later. She will not. Regardless of how old she is and how old he is, I should only hope to be that Randy at his age. But still, have rules. Rules that keep everyone else out. Vasco da Gama in Calicut. Moments in history. A Portuguese navigator succeeded where Columbus had failed. In 1497, da Gama set out to discover the mysterious empire to the east. Heading into the South Atlantic and then turning east, he sighted the African coast near the Cape of Good Hope. In the discovery of which he had, however, been anticipated by Diaz. Rounding that land's end, he continued east, and so at last was found the water route to India. He claimed the country and returned home in triumph. This picture was made in 1747.
Now you know why the cat hates the mouse.
So here we are again. Real Damn Studio number 5. I've been doing good. I'm feeling lighter a little bit. It's hard to say lighter when you're still over 300 pounds. But for me, you know, I've lost a bag of sugar, you know, worth of weight. So it's working all right. Thought I'd also, though, cover some new issues today, just to share further. Oh, it's like I said, I got family, and I think a lot of them are watching this, so sharing with them what's going on. Today's main issue is memory loss. Based on the fact of all the pills I take, as well as the medication I have to take, as in marijuana, to take care of the pain in my neuropathy for my hands and feet, then I also have just the abuse in the past of the other drugs I'd taken recreationally. So that's where we are now. Side effects of all that. But it really started when I started taking all these pills. I can really feel it after I take them. Like, the blood's left my head, gone to my stomach, because it's a handful of pills, and there's nothing in my head left, and I take them, and I'm like, Sometimes I take a nap after taking them. You know, I'm too full even for breakfast. So, explain the memory loss situation. I have a lot of times I'll be in discussion with someone about something. Then something happens around me, and I get distracted and I can't get back to what I was talking about. At the time it was important, a split second distraction, I'm lost. It's kind of like when you walk into a room looking for something, and you don't know what the hell it is and why you're in that room all of a sudden. Get that a lot too, but that also happens in conversation or just sitting there thinking on things. So, side effect of that is the new show, in a lot of ways, comes from that. I have about 20 or so stories I've been bouncing around in my head and working on and throwing around parts and playing in role-playing games and writing up here and there for different projects, different classes. Like I've said before, the shoebox of stories, besides the ones you're already seeing on this show. Those have already been completed. And I have those enough for a while, probably a year. Then we'll enter the other stuff. I want to get all these stories out of my head, put out there in whatever formats can easily and cheapest tell the story and get it out there. And everyone can see it, and we'll decide what we want to do after that. Or I might have more space to do other things, like basic thought. Phone numbers are impossible for me. Okay? I have problems a lot of times with names while I'm talking to people. You know, it's just... So, what do I do about these things? One thing I found that helps, well, one way, the CBDs in some strains of marijuana, you can actually get some that stimulate, that actually have migraines and stuff like that. And oddly enough, it started to stimulate areas where I'm starting to think in areas I hadn't thought for a while. It's like a little more aware, like, you know, noticing something a little more. Perception increasing. Like it's reawakened something here and there. But, you know, also there's probably large parts I put to sleep on my own besides medication. It's like you don't realize how sick you are until you're well. And then you realize, oh my God, I was screwed up. You just realize, you feel the time that's how it is and that's how it's supposed to be. It doesn't necessarily be the case. Other things I do to help combat this. Activities, mental activities. As in, like right now I've been taking a lot of those YouTube classes for the show so I can see how they do it. I'm not really going to change what I do because what I do is what I want it to be. The influence I want is from the people, not the system. I grant no one will ever, or very few people will ever see what I do. That's what time's for. Maybe they'll see it in 30 years. I'll get it recorded. So, Someone's got to remember it. I keep forgetting what the hell's going on. Okay, stay busy and learn. Just do something to wake up your mind. Early in the day especially. Because in the rest of the day, you can follow around with that feel of accomplishment. And that alone can help. And these are easy little classes, but it makes you actively turn on those engines again. You know, that's the mental exercise you can do. We're going to go on with the weights soon. I've been doing pretty good on that. We'll let you see what that is soon, and we'll keep going on this. It's been going pretty good. A lot of people have been watching. I've been impressed about that. Didn't think this would respond so much. I thought this would be like a one or two things. Maybe my grandchildren would find in the future, look back and see, wow, that guy was crazy. That explains why I'm crazy. Okay, have a good day. Thank you for watching.